Sup Shoobs, I'm Gravy Fries. Let's get into this video so you guys don't have to wait too long. So, as you can tell from the title, we've got an interesting what if today. That's right, another what if of what kind of crazy stuff could have happened in Randy Cunningham. Today, what if it wasn't Julian who got stuck in the land of shadows? And if you've been on Tumblr, you've seen some people already had ideas for this. So they are steps ahead of me considering they made those years ago. But there's been some recent ones, so I figured now's the time to discuss. So let's just think about this for a second. So it worked with Julian just because he's already psychotic. I mean, in Der Monsterclub, he straight up got everybody stanked just so they could get their, air quotes, revenge from other people. I'm assuming there's a small part of him that just liked the chaos. But who could replace the goth boy? Who could do as good of a job as Ghoulian? Well, let's go through our options, huh? So, firstly, you're probably thinking, Bash. And you wanna know what? I mean, it wouldn't be as smart, but it wouldn't, I'm not saying it wouldn't be amazing. I mean, the guy's already insanely strong and rules over the entire school. Now imagine if he was able to do that with the power of a Chaos Pearl. That's horrifying to think about. But essentially, you know, going into how that would go, to be honest, he'd just be a meathead. The main issue would be he's not as clever or as cunning as Ghoulian was. What would we dub him? Gash? Yeah, Gash wouldn't be as clever as Ghoulian. He would be much more of a meathead. He'd definitely be scarier because of his brute strength and his ability to harass and force his opponents down. But none of the cleverly planned things we saw in the show would even have a chance of happening. And I think that's a very disappointing fact. It makes me sad. But going into our other options, Bucky, that would not work. I mean, okay, yes, he'd be very smart, even smarter than Ghoulian. Probably outsmart Randy more than any other villain in the history of Randy Cunningham. Probably even more than the villains if the show did come back. But you want to know what? Yes, that would work. But I don't think he'd last long, simply because you have to have a little bit of strength, or at least know how to hide yourself. And I feel, yeah, okay, he'd be smart. But if Randy even got his hands on him once, the boy would be done. There's no other way around it, really. Okay, going off poor Gucky, going off Gucky, we have Garisa. These are getting worse. Garisa. How would Garisa handle this? Well, we've seen she's actually very emotional, but insanely smart as well. Even though everybody in the entire series acts like there's one brain cell and each person gets it one day a week. But yes, she appears to be very smart, and I don't feel like she's a pushover, mainly because she's in more athletic clubs. So I feel she'd be pretty decent. She'd actually be a pretty decent villain. Plus, let's be honest, the main thing they use for her is emotional manipulation, simply because Randy has a crush on her. So a lot of it would just involve how guilty he feels about leaving the love of his life in the land of shadows, and now he's got to fight the thing that looks, or is at least wearing the face of someone he loves. And you know she'd use that against him. She'll manipulate him until it doesn't work anymore, which they'd probably only have it not work for him in the finale. This is the most interesting one we found so far. Okay, off Garisa, on to Gug. Gug would not work at all. Gug would not work. Gug has nothing. Gug, I just like saying Gug. Gug would not work, man. Gug would not work. Sorry, Gug. Okay, so, going off Gug. Okay, I'm done now, sorry. So, now, let's go on to the main problems. Goward? Goward. I actually like that. Goward would be a fantastic villain. I think that actually would have been really cool if, like, and this is just a scenario, but if, like, Ghoulian opens a portal and then he says he'll trade him for the ball, but then it turned out Howard actually did have the ball, and then he almost gets thrown in, Randy grabs him, and then, like, as he's pulling him, oh no, there's an evil Howard, Goward's here, baby. He would be really good, because, like, I know he's not strong or smart, but Howard has something that works with Randy. They've shown it. And you know what I'm talking about. Mastermind Disastermind. He can manipulate Randy. So, honestly, yeah, I think that would work really, really well. Plus, let's be honest, the emotional development that would come from that would be just... I love it. I love it. So... we'll go on these last few here. Grint. Yeah, Grint. Again, probably be a meathead. Not that he isn't smart. More of just the fact that he's emotional, but even worse than Teresa, wherein he has the same problem as First Ninja. He lets his anger get the better of him, so I feel like he'd actually be pretty easy to beat as well. Rock. Brook. He wouldn't be as stupid as the name sounds, but I feel like, athletically speaking, and he's definitely not an idiot, I feel like he'd actually be a pretty decent threat for Randy as well, so that's a really good replacement. Like, Jacques was at the party, and then they have to pull him out. Flute Girl. Again, emotional manipulation. We've been over this twice, and I'm not going over it again. She'd be a decent one. Stevens. He just used it to get girls. I don't see how this would be a problem. Oh, I'm sorry. Grievance. Grievance wouldn't be a problem. Rachel. I'm sorry, I just don't see her being a threat in any way at all. Not even to bad guys, I just don't see her being a threat. This is just to fuel my inner fangirl, but... Ghoul Ninja? Yeah, we'll go with Ghoul Ninja. I love it. I love it. I really would absolutely love an evil First Ninja. Please give me this. Please. Please, Scott, Jed, I'm starving. Give me First Ninja. Please. Finally, we have our last suspect. Grandy. Gandy. His name's Gandy now. It's just Gandy. Oh god. First off, they wouldn't even have anybody to stop him except Howard, which I don't know how much that counts. But... I mean, with the suit alone, he'd be a threat. I don't think I'd have to explain that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm so sorry about that cut. It's just gug. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna do my very best to keep the YouTube thing up. If it doesn't work out, I'll start posting on Instagram, but it seems like it's... I mean, the videos that do get up after hours of work are good, so... please pray for me.